Welcome to Nerding Off, episode 2. You could have been nerding anywhere in the world, but you're nerding off with me. So, thank you very much. Now, I'm sure my 52 subscribers haven't noticed, but I haven't been around for like a month. So, you know what we're going to do in this Nerding Off episode? We're going to catch up. Let's see what's been going on for the last month in this nerdy world. Let's go. So we're nerding out. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is Spider-Man Far From Home. Actually, let's talk about Marvel. So as we know, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Marvel is being sued by how I like to call them old school employees. They're pretty much coming back and they want to claim the rights back to the characters that they believe they created. So Steve Ditko's estate, because of course Steve Ditko is no longer with us, R.I.P., God bless his soul, but his estate is now coming forth and suing Marvel for the rights back to Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And there's a few more estates that are also doing the same thing, but the one I really want to talk about is Steve Ditko. Because I remember when I was a little younger, I'd watch interviews with Stan Lee, and everybody always asked him about Steve Ditko and what happened between the two of them. Why was Steve Ditko so angry at Stan Lee? And to make a short story shorter, Stan Lee had the idea for Spider-Man and Steve Ditko drew Spider-Man. And I think he came out with a few stories also. And with that happening, Steve Ditko believed that he created Spider-Man, but Stan Lee believed that he did because it was Stan Lee's idea. And Steve Ditko was like, well, that was just an idea. He brought it to life. Anyway, they had a little bit of an argument, or should I say a big argument. But by the end of it all, Stan Lee was like, look, we both created Spider-Man. Let's just say Stan Lee was like, we went halves on Spider-Man. Not only that, Stan Lee, because he really wanted to make amends, he went as far as to put it down on writing. Like Stan Lee wrote a letter to whoever it may concern that said that Steve Ditko and himself, Stan Lee, created Spider-Man. It was half and half. But you know what? That wasn't enough for Steve Ditko. And by the end of it all, Steve Ditko did not want anything to do with those characters. Basically, it was like, I want it all or nothing. And he left. Matter of fact, I don't think him and Stan Lee ever spoke again. And please, if I'm wrong, comment below, because I could be wrong. But as far as I know, Steve Ditko died before him and Stan Lee could make up. But the one thing that's for sure is that Steve did not want anything to do with Spider-Man. So this is why now I'm thinking it's a little bit funny that the family, the estate, will come along trying to claim the rights back to a character he said he didn't want anything to do with. Now, is it wrong? Not really. That's family. Those are his family members. I think his son is actually the owner of the estate. But I think it's a little funny. Respect the man's wishes. He didn't want anything to do with those characters. And another thing, people talking about how Marvel could lose all these characters and we'll never see them in the movies and comics. And you know what? Shut up. It's not going to happen. Do you really think that Marvel is going to lose these assets that easy, that quick? Look, worst case scenario, it will be like a shared ownership. Even if those people were to win and get the full rights to those characters, they still have to work something out. Because it's not like the Steve Ditko estate is going to just take Spider-Man and make Spider-Man comic with no Avengers, with no Mary Jane, with no Aunt May. Because I don't think the estate own all the IP that Spider-Man comes with. But anyway, that's what I mean. It's not going to happen. We're still going to get movies. We're still going to get comic books. It's not the end like that. It's not the end. It's just a little lawsuit that they got to get through. That's all. It's happened before, way, way before. As a matter of fact, the Copyrights Act of 1976 was created because of all of that crap that kept happening in the comic book industry. And the next thing I want to talk about is Matrix 4. Ooh, and I got just the character for that. See, when I first heard they were making the Matrix 4, to be honest, I didn't care. I wasn't hyped at all. I was like, yeah, whatever. But eventually we got a trailer. And God, the trailer looks amazing. But you know what? I was only happy for like, 5 minutes? You know, I was excited for a little bit. But that quickly died out. And what I'm about to say is no disrespect to the Wachowski sisters, but let's be for real. They haven't made a good movie since The Matrix. And I mean Matrix 1. 2 and 3 were okay. But let's be for real. The Wachowski sisters have not made a good movie since The Matrix. So now that they coming out with Matrix 4, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna treat it like a brand new IP. Like something I've never seen before. So that if the movie suck, then guess what? The movie just sucked. Here we go. I still have Matrix. I still have the Matrix trilogy, and that's cool. I'm not gonna be one of those that'll say things like, oh my God, they ruined my childhood. Damn, I can't believe it. They fucked up the Matrix. That ain't gonna be me. I'm just gonna be like, the movie sucked. The movie sucks. So what? I still have Matrix 1, 2, and 3. That's the trilogy right there. But if the movie's good, then even better. It just means that I got a movie to add to the trilogy. It'll either be the movie that's better than Matrix 2 and 3, or it'll be the movie you just put on when you're having a Matrix marathon. Either way, I'm not getting my hopes up. I'll just wait and see. Like, to be honest, I do not care until I see it. And as a matter of fact, this feeling is transferred to the next thing I want to talk about, which is anime. I don't know if you guys are familiar with an anime called Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. It's one of my favorite anime. It was very big in France and Belgium where I grew up. I think it's also big in South America. And of course, if you guys are all into astrology and horoscope and all of that, you may want to catch Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac, because it's right up your alley. But here's the thing. They're making a live action movie of this anime. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of scared. So, with that being said, I'm gonna do the same thing that I'm doing with The Matrix. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I mean, let's look at it statistically. When it comes to anime being translated into live action, statistically speaking, those movies suck. They all suck. Ghost in the Shell, Dragon Ball Z Evolution, Attack on Titan. And it doesn't matter who does them, whether it's Hollywood or whether it's the Japanese, the movies just suck. So, when it comes to my favorite anime, Saint Seiya, I guess I'm gonna leave that alone. It's not even like The Matrix, because you know what? When it comes to The Matrix, I might go to the movies, give them my money, and watch the film. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Saint Seiya, on the other hand, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let a couple of those suckers to go and watch the film and review it for me before I go and give it my money. But I have high hopes. I think they got Sean Bean involved in the movie. Jean Grey from the original X-Men. And I'm not even going to try and say her name, but she's in the movie. So the cast looked good, not going to lie. But still, it's an anime being translated into live action. I just can't trust it. If you ask me, if I had to bet on it for money, I would bet, yeah, it's going to suck. I mean, to be honest, I can't wait to see a trailer. But I strongly believe the movie's going to suck. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Saint Seiya, the anime, I'll say check it out. I think you got newer episodes on Netflix, but if you really want to get down with Saint Seiya, I say you check back the old episodes from the 80s. Two more things I want to catch up on. One of them is Marvel, What If? I think the Disney executive were tired of what the fans have been saying since forever. Not just the fan, everybody's been saying this since forever, where they were saying things like, these heroes never die. There's never no real stake in the Marvel movies, because we know they're going to win at the end. And I know Infinity War and Endgame were different, but still, that was what was said by pretty much everybody. Even Martin Scorsese said Marvel movies are not cinema because of that fact alone that superheroes just don't die. So it looked like when it comes to Marvel, What If? They were like, you know what? These people want to see death. These people want to see what the MCU could be like if it was darker, and go ahead, kill everybody. And I mean, literally everybody dies. I think Thor and Vision are the only one that don't die. Actually, Vision does die, but he kills himself. But I gotta say, I really like the fact that we get to see these heroes lose. It's amazing. I mean, you see Spider-Man die in Endgame. Well, guess what? You gotta watch him die at least 4 more times. Sorry, spoilers. So yeah, I think Marvel What If, when it comes to the Disney Plus Marvel series, Marvel What If is definitely the best out there. And yeah, call me morbid, but I really like it because I love seeing my superheroes suffer. I just love it. I love to see them die. They're always winning. You know what I mean? You want to see them lose every now and then. And I think Marvel What If did that perfectly. And here's the last thing I want to talk about. I saved the stupid for last. Chris Pratt is going to play Mario in an animated movie that's coming out soon. And the people are mad. And let me tell you why. There's two sides to that mad coin. So people are mad for two different reasons. I mean, when you look at it really, it's mainly because of Chris Pratt's political views. But let me break it down this way. On one side, the LGBTQ don't want him to play Mario because they just don't like him. Yeah. Chris Pratt attends a church that is known to be very against the LGBTQ community. And you know why I say to that? It's a little stupid, but I understand why they don't like Chris Pratt and why they don't want Chris Pratt to play Mario. It's understandable, especially if you're part of the LGBTQ community. But you know what? I'm willing to understand why you don't like that guy. I'm not even gonna debate with that. But then there's the other people who don't want him to play Mario. And you know why? Because they think Mario should be played by an Italian. It should be an Italian who plays Mario. Is it me, or don't they see that Mario is a stereotypical, culturally inappropriate Italian plumber created by the Japanese? Like, there's nothing Italian about Mario. Like, Italians don't run around talking about, "It's me, Mario. Do you want a bit of pizza?" They don't. Like, there's nothing Italian about Mario. It's not Italian heritage, like I've seen in some tweets. Because I was about to say Mario is kind of racist, but I'm not going to go there. We all love Mario. You know, it's a household name. But let's be for real. It's not exactly what most Italian actors aspire to play. It's not something that uplifts the Italian culture. Man, if that isn't the stupidest shit I ever heard. An Italian should play Mario? But anyway, enough about Chris Pratt. If you watched the video all the way to here, once again, thank you very much. So before I go, in dedication to this video, I'd like to remind you to please file a lawsuit against that like button, and probably you can get the rights back to the subscribe button. You know? Peace.